Das ist der Stadtteil Alt-Kairo, unter dem Namen Fustat eigentlich viel mehr bekannt. Und es ist da, wo auch die allererste Moschee sich von Ägypten befindet, die 600 erbaut wurde und damit auch die älteste Moschee auf dem afrikanischen Kontinent ist. Das ist hier so natürlich ein Touristenort, das ist ganz klar. Also man sieht das hier auch an den Verkaufsständen, man sieht das hier auch an den Touristen, die sich hier bewegen. Also es sind sehr, sehr wenig Einheimische, aber es ist halt das allerälteste Viertel und damit macht es natürlich etwas, was wieder Tradition und Kultur widerspiegelt. Und das erkunden wir jetzt mal gemeinsam, schauen uns das mal im Detail an. Also hier siehst du zum Beispiel halt auch wieder schon die ersten, hier zum Beispiel hier, wer hier einen Flaschenöffner sucht in XXL-Format, der wird hier fündig. Jetzt hier auch das Restaurant. Das ist natürlich jetzt wegen Ramadan, um diese Uhrzeit ist es jetzt noch geschlossen, das macht dann erst heute Abend auf. Also Essen oder so, das ist jetzt erstmal nicht angesagt. Also da siehst du zum Beispiel Mary George Street, das ist der Nachweis, dass das halt hier ein christliches Viertel ist. Das ist eines der wenigen, nichtsdestotrotz, vielleicht wissen das viele von euch nicht. Natürlich ist Ägypten, der Großteil der Bevölkerung ist natürlich dem Islam zugewiesen, aber nichtsdestotrotz, es gibt hier ist zum Beispiel eine orthodoxe Kirche, also es gibt hier ungefähr rund 20 Millionen Menschen, die dem Christentum zuzuordnen sind. Das ist gewaltig. Das ist natürlich aber auch einer der Gründe, warum du leider ab und an diese Problematiken hast, die du halt dann in den Nachrichten siehst, dass es irgendwelche Anschläge gibt oder sowas.
This is Babylon Fortress. This is an ancient fortress. It was built by the Romans like 2000 years ago. That was the gate of that city in that time. It was built by the Romans in this place on the Nile River. So you can imagine that that place was located on the Nile River. It was in a way to protect and to control this area. If we have boats and ships coming from the south, they should stop here to pay taxes. If they come from the north, they should stop here to continue to the south. They should stop and pay taxes. So that was like a place to collect taxes from the boats and ships through the Nile River. In this place also, we had like a military base controlled by the Romans. When the Muslims came in 642 AD, they came here to this place and they had a long fighting with the Romans in this place. Muslims, when they came to Egypt, they were supported by Christians. This is what the people they don't know. Because before Islam, before Arabs, Egypt was controlled by the Romans. And the Romans, yes, they were Christians, but they had problems with the Christians in Egypt. Because they had a problem about the nature of Jesus Christ. Who is Jesus Christ? He is a God, or he is a one person, or three persons, or two persons. So they had problems, they give different ideas about Jesus Christ. So the Romans, they started to kill anybody giving different ideas against the Roman ideas. So they started to persecute and to kill the Egyptians in this place. So this place was hated by the local Egyptians. So the Muslims, they were invited by the by the Christians here to come to protect them against the Romans. So when the Muslims they came here to Egypt, they were supported by the Egyptians. And it was very smooth and easy for the Muslims to stay in Egypt or to conquer Egypt. 42 AD was the last time in Egypt practicing or praying to the ancient gods and the gods.
642?
Yeah. So again, in 642 AD, Egypt was controlled by Amr ibn al-As. Amr ibn al-As was a Muslim leader. He conquered Egypt in that time and he was supported by the Christians. And when he came, he decided to stop practicing ancient Egyptian religion.
Okay.
So ancient Egyptian religion, which means believing in the sun god. The sun god, his name was Amun-Ra. So Amun-Ra and the other ancient gods and the goddesses, no more believing in them in the time of Amr ibn al-As.
Okay.
Only 3 religions are allowed: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. That's
Okay.
it.
Das ist die hängende Kirche hier in Kairo. Ganz, ganz wichtiger Ort.
This is the hanging church. Hanging church. It means something over something. So the hanging church, it was built over the fortress. You remember the Babylon fortress? So the Babylon fortress is still down here. Because when the Christians decided to build this church, they decided to choose this location because of 2 reasons. The first reason is to say that no more persecution by the Romans, because now that the place where they persecuted and they killed us is under our feet. This is one. Number 2, that is to protect the church from the Nile flooding, because the Nile used to flood every year, okay, in the summertime. So when the Nile flooded, the whole city should be covered by water. So they decided to build the church in a higher location to protect it from the water. The church, we call it the hanging church, but this is like a common name. But the original name is the Church of Virgin Mary. This church, it was built in the 4th century AD. Okay, the church, it was built by Christians, but it was restored many times by Muslims. So when you go inside, you feel that the church looks like a mosque, because it was restored or rebuilt by the Muslims many times. So it's very, very similar to the mosques from inside. This is the story. There is a beautiful story over there. Talks about the flight of the Holy Family, the trip of the Holy Family. You know, the Holy Family came to Egypt. I mean, Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary, and Joseph. So the story started when the angel came, according to the New Bible, the New Testament. The angel came to Joseph in his dream, asked him to go to Egypt to protect the baby. So he took the baby with his mom, and they came here to Egypt. So you can see the Nile River, and you can see the cattle egret. I mean the white bird called cattle egret, because it's very famous here in Egypt. And you can see the pyramids behind. So this is Egypt, the Holy Family in Egypt. The Holy Family came here to Egypt, and they stayed 3 years and 7 months. And they visited 25 different places. One of the holy places in this area where the Holy Family came and stayed inside is the Cavern Church, which will be the next stop for us. We will visit the Cavern Church where the Holy Family stayed inside. They stayed inside the Cavern Church like 3 months. Total duration in Egypt, 3 years and 7 months. And they visited 25 different places. Okay? Let's go inside the church.
Okay.
If they say no pictures, you should stop.
Okay. Maybe Mark do with it more.
That's what it was.
So as I mentioned, the church from outside, it looks like a mosque. This is typical design of the mosques in Islamic time.
كان هنا بقى حاطين البواقي.
Yeah, I don't know if in Europe or in America is still doing this or not. During this, all the family were gathered with the person that takes the baby and wash it, okay? So sometimes it's so funny and so nice to see the family here having the babies and doing this. Yeah, I don't know if in Europe has been decorated with lots of wood, okay? And we can see here that the English decoration was a lot of ivory, even on the ivory decorations, it's almost everywhere here in the church. Okay? So actually we find lots of
Weitere Kirchen warten auf euch jetzt da draußen.
You understand what this means, relics? No? Relics, it means collecting. On the Bacchus, they were two saints. They were died in Syria, and they were buried here in this church. Why in this church? Why in this place? Because this is a holy place for the ancient Egyptians. Because in this place, as they believed, the Holy Family came here and they stayed down here in this place for 3 months. The place is called the Cavern Church. So from the name, we understand that it was originally a cave. Mm-hmm. So now it's underground. Why it's underground? Because I mentioned that every year we had a Nile flooding, and when the Nile flooded, we used to bring more sediment to the country. So you can imagine year by year more sediment. So this cave became a place underground. So when the Holy Family came, they stayed inside this cave for 3 months, and now it's underground. So here we have two churches. The one above ground, this is Sergius and the Bacchus. This is, we call it relics. Relics. You understand what this means, relics? Yeah?
No.
Relics, it means collecting the bones and put it together.
The bones for them are here?
Bones, yeah, the bones of the saints.
Ah, didn't know this.
Also du hast hier in diesen Kirchen in Ägypten hast du 12 Säulen, die natürlich diese 12 Säulen repräsentieren. Die hier, wie ihr sehen könnt, die Säule ist in einer dunkleren Farbe gehalten. Jetzt ratet mal warum. Repräsentiert Judas. Was die auch noch gemacht haben, ist, dass die Säule jetzt hier zum Beispiel, das hier ist Marmor, okay, und das hier ist einfach nur Granit. Und dann fängt es wieder an mit weiteren 10 Marmorsäulen. Man hat also quasi Judas farblich und auch vom Material her hier unterschiedlich dargestellt. Jetzt wird es wieder authentisch, und zwar wir gehen in das Grab beziehungsweise in den Cave, wo die heilige Familie 3 Monate verbracht hat. So, hier unten war dann das Christuskind, Josef und Maria, für 3 Monate. So, das ist die Karte, wo man sagt, aufgrund von den Geschichtenerzählern, die 25 Orte, wo die heilige Familie sich aufgehalten hat, hier in Ägypten. Und ihr seht das von Jerusalem, Pharma, über Alexandria natürlich und in den Süden bis dann über Bethlehem wieder zurück nach Jerusalem. Das ist so umfangreich, das Ganze, dass ich das Video wahrscheinlich ähnlich wie die Pyramidentour in 2, 3 Episoden aufteilen muss. Also sollte das jetzt das Ende sein. Herzlichen Dank für deine Zeit, für die Aufmerksamkeit. Ja, lass ein Abo da, wenn du möchtest. Schau dir die anderen Kanäle, die anderen Videos auf diesem Kanal an. Und Spaß haben hier in Kairo. Na, das würde doch in unserer Wohnung passen, ne? So eine ganz große Pharao-Statue.
This bazaar to help the churches in here.
Very beautiful thing.
Anything you buy,
It's for the church.
if you would like.
لا ده انت امشي مع بعض. خلي بالك تالت مرة رجعوا من هنا.